Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. It's AA Sports. Straight sports, no chaser. Y'all got the super team of sports talk here with y'all tonight as usual on a Tuesday night. I'm one half of the team, the Black Dominican Russian, better known as Diego Barishnikov. And I'm here with my main man, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good, good people? It's the other A and AA Sports, Uncle Hate, here on a Tuesday night. I got the baseball playoffs behind me and the NBA season starting off. It's a good Tuesday.
All right, there it is. There it is. As y'all know how we do on Tuesdays every week, we're going to give our previous week of the NFL recap. So there'll be a recap of week 6. Also, we've got a few, again, you just said the NBA season is kicking off, so we got some tidbits to cover there. Something nasty just happened, maybe literally not even 5 minutes before we went on the air. And then we'll, touch upon some other things. We know, of course, we got our Champs and Chumps section. Also, the Piss to Bed Award and Savage of the Week Award coming. But as we always do to kick this thing off, y'all know what time it is. Get on in here with your cheap asses and drink this E&J. It's open bar. And to start off with open bar tonight, we are going to raise a glass, or in this case, a red cup. Y'all know the staple. To the 2017 NCAA basketball champions, the North Carolina Tar Heels, for beating that case.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Get off us.
There you go.
Thought we beat this one time, and then to come back and beat the same thing again. So maybe they'll start fishing now.
Hey, how you feel about that, Rashard McCants? Pitchers rolling. You tried to take down the whole program, and that shit blew up in your face. You know, the thing I'm most excited about for beating this case is now we don't have that cloud hanging over us, so we might actually start getting some of these recruits who wouldn't even rock with us because they thought we was going to be on probation or suspension, going forward. So we should be even better than what we've been the last 2 years.
Right, and even last year after they, first initially said we had beat the case before they reopened it, it started to kind of open up the recruiting lines again. I think we did get 1 or 2 players that are pretty highly ranked coming in next year. Yeah. That was still hanging over us. Maybe we don't get. Now that it's definitely clear. Y'all know, who I want. We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Mr. Zion Williamson. We know you ain't 18, but we're going to just roll with that. You need to come on down. Come on down to Chapel Hill, man.
Man, by the time this whole NCAA thing with the pay is solved and we got a national championship on us, just like we got that cat last week who was going to go to Miami, I believe, but they got caught up with that, so he decided to come to us. We might end up getting some cats off of default because some of these schools like Arizona, who normally has good classes, are caught up in this mess. It's going to be interesting to see where it falls, but shout out to Roy and them for getting it done, going to the final game, winning it the second year amidst all this nonsense. Shout out to them.
Right, and now that you say that, we talked about it the other week when that story dropped. We don't think that that's anywhere near being over. So I'm pretty sure more teams and more players, coaches, or whatever are going to get thrown into that. So hopefully, hopefully we're not in that. In that FBI case. Hopefully we're not in.
Nah, I would like to think that we wouldn't be out there riding dirty when we was already. The feds is already watching.
But I don't think anybody saw the FBI coming into the.
That's true. That was a.
And our coach don't like the president. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what kind of witch hunt can be thrown our way. We seen 45 send Pence to a football game to pull a publicity stunt. Nothing's out of the question with this cat.
That's true. That's a side note right there. But I see Ricky P got fired today once and for all. Hey man.
Hey, it's pretty true. You can get fired one day and file a lawsuit the same day again. Sweetie filed against Adidas, I think.
Yeah, Adidas.
Yeah. So now, did they fire him with just cause, or are they still trying to work that out? Because I saw it over the weekend.
Nah, they came out. I think today or yesterday and said they're good with it. They ain't find no reason they couldn't do it. He's done. He's out at Louisville. So
I know he's out, but I'm saying as far as the money part of it.
Nah, I believe they ain't gonna have to pay him.
Okay.
I believe they ain't gonna have to pay him. But it's done. So all right, let's move on to the week's recap.
I'll say this to end it. If Patino rock like we've been thinking he rock all these years with the pinstripe suits and the mob and all that, He ain't letting 44 mil just walk that easy. He ain't letting 44 mil just walk that easy. That ain't gonna happen because he ain't gonna coach again.
I don't know, dog.
I mean, outside of like Atlanta Metro or junior college, you gonna fuck with me.
Because we talking about Rick Pitino. I'm gonna tell you how it'll work. I'm gonna tell you how. We said this same shit about Bruce Pearl. He go on TV, do real good, be charismatic, make some good calls. Man, somebody will give him a chance. We're talking about Rick Pitino. It's some AD who's tired of losing who will make that call and get it done. Hell, he's saying the whole time he didn't do the shit, man. Somebody will listen.
Hey, somebody may. I'm trying to think now. How many titles Rick Pitino got?
2. If they don't take this last one.
Bit overrated?
Somewhat.
That might be a title for another time.
We gotta say that to the off season if we ever get an off season, because it seems like the NBA and the NFL don't stop. So, maybe once we can talk about it. So,
yeah, well, NBA will be getting ready for playoffs then.
Yeah, but we'll be deep in March Madness, so we'll have time to talk about it.
Free agency, draft coming up.
It never stops. It never stops. You 100 on that. But yeah, I guess he is somewhat overrated. 96 and I think 2 years ago, so it was a good long gap.
Right. And all them Kentucky teams, all them great Kentucky teams he had one. He got one.
They were loaded, cuz.
So
first round picks.
Yeah. So we'll have to do a little research on that. We can dig into it a little more instead of just kind of talking off the top. But yeah, that'll be a time for the college basketball season.
Yeah, shit. If he overrated, what they say about Cal? Cal got one.
Oh, we've been discussing that for a while too. I think we can agree on that one. There, he's overrated.
Yeah,
good agree.
You get your kid paid though.
Yeah, so I think that makes up for it.
It gotta be the black delegation to let that ride because you get your kids paid.
There you go. So as Uncle Hay just mentioned, man, it's time to jump on into this week 6 recap. We're gonna go down these scores real quick, and as we do every week, we're gonna highlight 5 games that we'll go a little bit more in depth to. Again, thanks to everybody for listening to us on the Spreaker platform. Again, that's AA Sports, Straight Sports No Chase on the Spreaker platform, and also thank you those of you that are watching on YouTube channel as usual.
Yes,
so, jumping into these week 6 recap, we had the Thursday night game last week. We had Philly going to Carolina, 28-23, beating the Panthers. We're going to dive into that a little bit more. We see my man shaking his head. Miami Dolphins.
Trap game. We ain't see it coming. That was a trap.
Coming to Atlanta and win 20-17. Atlanta blows yet another lead. This time a 17-0 lead at home. Coming off a bye week. Not good. Is that in our in our recap? I don't think so.
Nah, but I wanted to dig into that one though. But I ain't putting no stats with it, but I just had some questions. But go ahead, let's finish running them down.
Okay. All right. So then the next game up, we had Minnesota winning 23-10. Again, Aaron Rodgers, big name, going down with a broken collarbone, more than likely done for the season. New Orleans Saints, in what we all figured would be a shootout, win it 52-39 over the Lions. We have the New England Patriots squeaking out one against the Jets, 24-17. Controversy surrounding that game. We'll get into that. Here we go again. 49ers losing 26-24 to the Washington Redskins. More late game mistakes. Questionable call by a ref, but I don't like to put everything on the ref. We had a quarterback change midway through the game. Again, playing great, just not making enough plays to get over that hump. So that is now 5 straight, last 5 losses for the 49ers by a total of 13 points. Chicago Bears going to Baltimore and beat the Ravens 27-24. Who saw that coming? I didn't. If you did, you're lying.
I count 4 upsets. 4.
Houston, Texas. We finally get to somebody that did what they're supposed to do. They beat the Browns pretty soundly, 33-17. We had Arizona Cardinals winning 38-33. Jameis Winston lost to an AC joint sprain in his shoulder in that game. Next up, the Rams went to the Jacksonville. They're going to be the Jags this week.
Oh, okay.
Because they play like the Jags this week. They play like the Savages this week. Losing to the Rams 27-17. The Pittsburgh Steelers, again, another game. We got to stop being scared on some of these games. It's
We were scared last week.
2 weeks in a row, we talked around a game that we kind of thought would be an upset, didn't go with it, and the game turned out being you can call it an upset, I guess, but the Steelers win 19-13 against Kansas City. Miami Dolphins popping champagne, no undefeated teams left in the league. San Diego, damn, after 3 weeks of going fine, I just did it. Los Angeles Chargers, not San Diego, go into the Raiders. They finally win a close game, win 17-16. Another upset. The New York Football Giants played like the New York Football Giants that we expected them to play like this season. They go into Denver and win 23-10. And the last game, Monday night game last night, started out real slow, picked up in the second half. The Titans winning 36-22. So those are the scores from week 6. And as always, we're going to jump in about 4 or 5 games so we can get some more breakdown. We're going to start off with the Thursday game. Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's touch on this stuff outside of them 5 real quick. Just a few things.
Got you. I know you wanted to go and say something about the Falcons and a couple of the upsets, right?
Yeah. They was up 17-0 at the half. 17-0.
Right.
They didn't score another point and gave up 20 straight. And I believe they said Julio only had 1 target in the second half.
Right.
I know I said
one ball, something like that, yeah.
I know I said a couple weeks ago I don't think they're physical. But they're still not getting Julio the ball. Mm-hmm. And they got to go into New England next week. Is it time to panic?
They are, what, 4-2?
3-2.
They're 3-2?
Yeah.
Okay. 3-2. Maybe not time to panic, but I would have a little bit of concern, especially when you come in and you let your last 2 losses are against, to me, lesser teams. You lose at home. You lose at home to Buffalo. You go to a bye week, and you come off of a bye week, and you lose to Jay Cutler and the Jets after having a 17-point lead.
Right.
That can't happen. Now, we right here in the ATL people, we got friends. Most of our friends are Falcons fans, and a lot of them were complaining about the play calling, and saying Sarkisian is the problem. He need to go. This, that, and the third. I didn't honestly watch too much of this game because my Niners were on at the same time, and I was watching that game mostly. And after they went up 17-0, I really tuned that game out.
It was over.
So I can't really speak to a lot of what happened in the second half. But I do know Julio Jones only got 1 target. That is unacceptable.
They ain't even got to the meat of their schedule yet. That's the thing that's getting me. They losing the suckers right now. And like we were talking earlier, they should have 4 losses. Right now, they should.
They're a couple goal line plays away. One in the Bears game, the other one in the Detroit game.
Yeah,
they're a couple plays away from being 4-2. I'm sorry, 2-4. Excuse me.
2-4.
Yeah. So they got to get it. They got to get it together real quick. They in a good spot right now. I think they're only 1 game back in the division.
Yeah, just 1 game back. But, if they can't get up this week, I think I'm still going to pick them. We'll talk about that further on Thursday. But they're going into New England on Sunday night.
Yeah. So. Very big game. And the way that Carolina and the Saints within that division are playing right now. Right now, if they played today, I wouldn't take the Falcons against either one of them probably. Maybe the Saints because it'll be a shootout. But I don't think I would take them over the Panthers right now. But all them teams in that division got they set of problems right now. So we'll see how it pan out. We'll see. They got time to get it fixed, but they got to get it right.
All right. Is Green Bay done? Well, I guess we don't know. He had the surgery, but we don't know if it's 7 weeks or is it season.
It's more than a month. So for all intents and purposes, you can pretty much be out of the playoff hunt within a month. Within, a 4-game losing streak, you've done.
Right.
Especially at this stage in the season.
Right.
If he comes back, I think they said maybe, last game or 2 playoffs if they make it. So it's pretty much up to, I forget his first name, but the Huntley.
Yeah, that cat from Cal, Brett Hundley.
Yeah, it's up to him. And my understanding, he's been there a couple of years. I wasn't even aware of that. I thought he was a rookie.
No, he's been there 3 years.
Yeah, so he should know the system and everything. So we'll see. I mean, in some spots, he looked all right, but they still didn't really put up any points. Ty Montgomery didn't help him out. on that touchdown that he should have caught, but he dropped it, trying to dive in the end zone.
Sure did.
So, and again, Jared McKinnon had a good game. So, but yeah, for all intent and purpose, I think Green Bay, we're going to see this week when they play the Saints, because we know that defense is so their whole MO is the offense basically carrying the team and them putting up points. And if this ugly kid can't put up points, yeah, they're done, because the defense is not going to be a shutdown defense.
Oh, good. All right, let's go on and jump into that Thursday game. That Falcons thing stuck out to me. But Carolina, that shot, people, if you follow me on Twitter at Recast6000, you know that I am flying the Eagles flag until Thursday night because I lost a bet to Kane from at Kane and Ice Show. Shout out to them boys, them Eagles fans. Fletcher Cox kicked our Lions' ass last Thursday. And he was coming off the bench because he hadn't even played the week before. I believe he was injured.
Right, but I said they didn't know he was going to play.
They didn't even know he was going to play till like right before the game. And you come in there and manhandle my offensive line like that. Just manhandle them.
Yeah, it was pretty rude what he did.
But hey man, maybe I hadn't been paying Philly no mind, but that defense looks legit. The offense is doing just enough. If they can find a consistent running game, that'll be all right.
Right, and I realized that watching that game last week, I'm like, wait a minute, I really hadn't watched Philly.
Right.
Up until that point. So there was some things that I said on the show Thursday before that game. I'm like, no, that's dead ass wrong. But now one thing I will say, I know you mentioned the run game and how that needs to come about. That's one thing where stats can be a little misleading because I think they like top 5 in running. But I mean, that was through 5 weeks. So you can't really put a whole lot of stock in something, 5 weeks in. That run game is definitely the weak point right now because Smallwood's been hurt. We know Sproles is out. And if LeGarrette Blount ain't getting 30 carries, his effectiveness is minimal.
It's saying like with him, it's been a lot of he'll have like 12 carries, 15 yards, but then he'll bust out a 65-yard run, and it'll make it look better than what it really is. But and Alshon Jeffrey, I was really expecting a bigger year for him, but it's almost like he's not doing it,
I mean, he's definitely getting the target.
I came away from this game. He's getting him. He's the number one. But I came away from this game with a little bit more respect for Carson Wentz. I like him as a young QB. I know last year he started off real high, but then he tailed off. But I like what I seen in this game the other night. My Panthers. My 2 running backs got a -4 yards off of 12 carries. I know you got to try to establish the run game, but it seemed like every drive we would try to run it and end up damn near 5 yards in the hole and then have to go, 2nd and 15, 2nd and 12, Yeah,
the issue I saw with the run game was when y'all did try to run it, it was just really just straight up the middle.
Right.
For the most part. And I think that's the strength of Philly defense. I think they needed to hit them edges more. That ain't really Stewart's game. That would have been a good, and I think they said it during the telecast. Line McCaffrey up back there and get a young man a couple carries and see what he can do with it. You know what I'm saying? Run some tosses, run some sweeps, run some misdirections. You got to do something other than power eye all the time with Stewart or sink. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't working. I
tell you what, I came away from that game and I looked at it. I said, Stewart does not need to get no more than 8 to 10 carries if they're running the ball, depending on the team. Because the way that was going, you're right. They should have went to McCaffrey. When it got late and they were lining him up behind Cam, they were moving the ball.
Right.
But it's funny to me how these announcers and they ride Cam and say, he needs to stay in the pocket. And people, sometimes he's all they got in the running game. He was all they had last Thursday. He was it.
Yeah. And it almost seems like instead of just giving McCaffrey the ball, what they do is, the little short passing game with the extension of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because he had, 10 catches on 14 targets with only 56 yards. So that's about 5-6 yards a catch. That's really the run. That was really the run game there.
Right.
Cam, to me, early looked good. I remember especially after he scored, did the Superman, I'm like, okay, the old Cam is back. He got zip the ball. He was accurate.
Yeah.
It seemed like the energy of that Super Bowl season team was starting to come back. I was just waiting for him to dab one time and take a team picture.
Right. Yeah.
Like, as soon as that happened, as soon as I said it, a bunch of other people said it, then the shit went downhill after that.
Yeah, that I'll give him credit for that last pick, but them first two, those weren't on him. Fletcher Cox threw the center into him, like literally picked him up and threw him into Cam.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Stewart dropped that ball into the defender's hand.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, Philly benefited off those two turnovers. They weren't moving the ball prior to that. So, they took the L. If you look, of course, we talk about it all the time. If you look at the stats, you would think Carolina won this game. You really?
Yeah.
It comes down to a couple of plays.
23-15, they won the first downs margin. 79 plays to 60 plays. The Eagles had 10 penalties for 126 yards. Carolina slightly won the time of possession, but them 3 turnovers killed it.
That did them in. I didn't care for that play calling late when they were trying to get down there to go for that last touchdown.
Right.
You were 4 for 1. You got a 6'5" quarterback who had about 70 yards rushing up until that time, and you calling a pass play?
And I remember, matter of fact, let me go to my notes. I typed notes while I was sitting there watching it so I could remember what I wanted to say. They had the one series where they got the 4th down, but then after they got the 4th down, they threw 3 straight deep passes.
Right.
On that second to last drive.
Right.
And then they never ran on 3rd or 4th down. Well, 3rd or 4th and 1, they never ran the ball. That was on the last drive, and they wasted 2 timeouts.
Yes.
On that stupid-ass challenge.
Why?
One, letting the play clock run out.
Right.
On a 4th and 1 call.
Right.
Those are the things. I know on our personal chat last week, you and a couple of the homies was going back and forth about Ron Rivera. That shit like that is the shit that people be talking about Ron Rivera. It's not his X and O coaching ability. It's the decision-making that is lacking for him.
As a fan, I just don't get when people say, he's a great coach. What does he do? He ain't calling the defense. I'll give him credit for the defense because that was his side of the ball. Maybe he helps with that. But offensively, time of possession, calling, strategy, I don't see it, but we'll see.
I can see it, man, because he was people forget he was on the hot seat before.
Yeah.
So
all he did was go for it on 4th down damn near every game, for a while there. And all of a sudden he's Riverboat Run. That dude was fired, fam. He was out the door years ago.
Yeah.
But anywho, Philly did that thing, got that done on the road on a Thursday night. Shout out to him. All right, Detroit and New Orleans. This turned out to be a shootout. The ironic thing about this, it was a 39-52 win for New Orleans. But New Orleans had 2 defensive touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, it was a really, really weird game. Well, a game that took damn near all day. The 4 o'clock games were damn near at halftime before this game was over with.
Right.
New Orleans put up 52 points, and Drew Brees threw for under 200 yards with 2 picks.
Right.
That let you know how the defense stepped up.
Right. You read the I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We said they hadn't played nobody. I pulled some stats. They're 13th in total defense right now. 13th. 8th against the rush. 20th against the pass. 5th in giveaway takeaway. Which is surprising. Because I can't tell you a lot of starters on that defense. But if they can have a defense with the offense,
yeah.
People always talk about New Orleans and say, Drew Brees this, Drew Brees that. The title they won the year they had a defense.
Yeah, Drew Brees is going to be the engine, but they got to have a defense, and that's been their problem over the last several years is they never have a defense. They can always put up points, but they got to force you damn near into a shootout every week in order to win. And you can't win consistently in the NFL doing that. So the defense has to step up at some point. You're right. So far, they're getting it done. Put that on top of, you got rid of some dead weight, so to speak. And Adrian Peterson this week, which he went over and did work. And we'll get to him later on. But it opened up things for Kamara and Mark Ingram had a hell of a game.
It always works better with 2 backs. Trying to rotate 3
Yeah.
It don't work, but you can make it work with 2.
Yeah.
These guys are younger. Both of them can catch the ball. Adrian Peterson got rock hands. He ain't catching the ball, but this was the best way to go for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they got a good little mix right there. I like their receivers. So I think New Orleans got something shaking. Now they got to cut out these penalties. 13 penalties for 118 yards. That you can't keep winning like that. And 2 for 12 on third downs. So those 2 things stick out to me, even in a loss. If I'm Sean Payton, I'm pointing those things out. So the Lions seem to be coming back down to earth as
yes, they are.
We figured they would.
Yes, they are. New Orleans got Green Bay Sunday with no Aaron Rodgers. They should win that game.
Yes, and like I said, now it's time to start looking at the divisions a little bit more and seeing what the other teams in the division doing. So New Orleans got, I ain't gonna say a cupcake game coming up, but they got a game they should win without Aaron Rodgers. And if you're the Falcons, you got the Patriots.
You got to win that game.
So
you got Chicago, and they're not some suckers.
Chicago's got a good defense. Is that game in Chicago?
It's in Chicago.
So, another week of Trubisky getting a little more comfortable. Who knows? But y'all better not lose to the Bears.
Nah, we lose that game. That's gonna make that division even tighter. Cause we got a 1-game lead right now. If we drop to 4-3, Atlanta gets they're 3-2 now, so they'll jump us at 4-2. So we'll see. All right, I think that's about it. All I got on that game. That's all I got on that.
We didn't talk about Detroit much, because they lost. I don't think Matthew Stafford was 100% in this game.
Yeah, he was still beat up from the other week.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really look at his stats because most of this stuff was late and in garbage time. And he threw for 312 yards. But as somebody that had to stream him in one of their fantasy leagues this week, trust me, it was garbage points.
The big number that steps out to me with Matthew Stafford, he got sacked 5 times. That's it. They're not protecting him. So that's 2 weeks in a row he done got his ass kicked.
Yep.
2 weeks in a row.
Yep. So
hey, they spent the money on the offensive line. Just maybe these guys aren't performing up to the level of pay they received this summer. But
very true.
All right, we move on to the LA Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars. As you heard, they're not the Savages this week. They returned to the Jaguars.
Fell off for a week.
This was a solid game. I liked the running backs. Gurley and Fournette, 2 good young running backs. Jacksonville's just at a disadvantage of Blake Bortles. And looking at them stats, you would say he wasn't that bad. Nah, he wasn't that good either.
Nah, we know about Blake Bortles stats. If you see him over 200 yards or so, check the fourth quarter tape.
Right, yeah. Most probably 125, 150 of it came in the fourth.
Right.
But out of 100, he got a 19 QBR, so that kind of says a lot in regards to that.
Sacked 5 times. But when his best receiving weapon is now Marquise Lee, that doesn't help.
No.
They really miss Allen Robinson. Allen Hurns, since I think it was 2 years ago when he had 10 touchdowns, he hasn't produced much at all over the last couple of years.
Did Mercedes Lewis come back from London?
Nah, he probably stayed over there.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I didn't even know he was still in the league. So
after that game he had in London, I would have just retired.
He should have. He went out on top. Shit, his kids probably didn't even know he was still in the league.
My daddy be leaving here during the week saying he going to practice, but I don't ever see him in the game.
Okay.
Hey, what if he was a garbage player, right? You go to work every day, you go to practice every day. Sunday you don't play. And your kid come up, Daddy, why you inactive every week?
Hey, you give him that story. Hey, I helped get the team ready. I practiced real hard during the week. Right. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Like Dad, I read on Twitter you was on the scout team now.
Well, that's why we have the downside, son.
Right.
Okay, Goff went 11 for 21, only 124 yards and a TD. was sacked 3 times. They're getting it done, and he ain't even having to have big games.
Yeah, both of these teams were carried by their run games. I didn't expect Gurley to have, 116 on the ground with the defense, with Jacksonville's defense. But you can say the same thing about the Rams defense. They got a pretty good young defense as well. Now, Fournette had 130, but 75 of that?
90 came late. I forgot about that. The fourth quarter, he broke that long run. It was 75 to 90 yards, one or the other, but either way, it was a long run. So I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, the 91 was the week before in Pittsburgh that ended.
Okay, that's right.
He had the 75 one early in this game.
Damn.
Yeah, but so he had one carry for 75 yards, so that leaves 55 yards off 20 carries. That ain't hitting.
That's not efficient. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, another number that sticks out to me: Blake Bortles threw the ball 35 times. That's not what y'all want.
We talked about it.
And he got sacked 5 times. Mm-hmm. Y'all don't want that either. So
yeah, you're right. And I'm pretty sure a lot of that probably came in fourth quarter. Like you said, they behind, they trying to catch up.
Yeah.
So, at some point you probably had to abandon the run, especially when after that one long run, they weren't doing much on the ground. So they probably had to pretty much abandon that run game at some point.
Yeah. But Fournette did injure his ankle in that game. I meant to put it on the stat sheet. There was a Chris Ivory cycle. He had like 75 yards on the ground.
Okay. No.
It's week 6. He'll be hurt.
I would say that's Chris Ivory for you. Come week 12, 13, we'll see where he at.
But looking at them stats, the Rams only had 12 first downs. They lost the total plays, lost total yards, had the ball less, and won the game. If Jacksonville gets a quarterback, I think this will be a totally different situation. Totally different.
Yeah, man. I need you to pick who you want to go there, man. Every time I see a quarterback do good, man, you want to throw him on Jacksonville.
Well, I think Alex Smith will be the best choice. Okay. They're not going to – Indy ain't going to trade Brissett to a division roster. You ain't going to do that. You ain't going to help them in the same division. But
you would think.
Normally it wouldn't happen to me. Hell, Cleveland traded Kyrie in the same conference.
That's what I'm thinking about. It's like somebody just did something like that, but you're right. That was the basketball.
Yeah, but they need something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback. I think they're going to need – well, I ain't going to say they're going to need a receiver. Allen Robinson should be back next year. Marquise Lee isn't bad. He's just not a number.
He was the second rounder out of USC, I believe, a couple of years ago. He just got hurt.
Yeah, so –
that's not saying a lot. USC receivers don't normally perform.
Yeah, USC receivers and their quarterbacks.
You know what? Truth be told, their defensive guys, they show up. But anybody USC offense in the NFL, they don't show up.
That's another thing that scares the shit out of me with Sam Darnold.
Man, I ain't drank that Kool-Aid. It sounds real good, but the more I see, no bueno.
Matt Leinart, Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Palmer's probably about the best one, and he is all right.
He been playing 100 years, though. He done had time to get good.
You know what I'm saying? Mark Sanchez. That's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So,
They'll win the Heisman and win a whole lot of college games, but when they get to the pros, Reggie Bush. What do we think Reggie Bush was going to be when he got to the pros?
Right.
He had a serviceable career. He was an NFL player, but this cat was flying through the air.
I mean, you look at Lindell White. He had maybe three good years. The receiver Mike Williams, he was posed the ball. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, the offensive guys, you're right, on that side from USC don't tend to pan out in most cases.
All right, on to this next game. We're going to give ourselves an award this week called Scared Money. We were scared to make this call. We felt like it was the right call to make. We really did. He's like, nah, we're going to go ahead and go with the Chiefs.
What scared me off? Shout out to Corona. Not Seattle. Damn, they didn't even play this week. Still was on the road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's more or less what scared me off, on top of coming off the 5-pick game. But we knew that they had to start running the ball, and they ran it.
That's what won that game. Ben Roethlisberger did not win this game. He didn't look that good to me in the game at all.
I mean, he looked all right. You know, you look at Brown's numbers, Antonio Brown's numbers, 8 catches, 155 yards off 10 targets, and a good majority of that was on that fluke play at the end.
That's it. That's about 60 of it right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, this was a Le'Veon Bell game. 32 carries, 179 yards. Them grown man numbers.
Yep.
Against some very solid defense.
Yep. Did Alex come back to life? Back to reality?
I mean, a little bit, you know, so to a certain degree, but I think Pittsburgh defense at least the secondary is either stepping up or maybe they're better than a lot of people, including myself, give them credit for. They played a damn good game. Now, on top of that, I know we've said it a couple times, even during this season, even during Kansas City's hot start. I don't like their receivers.
Oh, no.
You know,
if Tyreek Hill is your number one, that's a gadget dude. I don't understand these teams with these little bitty gadget wide receivers. He's a step up from what they got in Detroit, and that's not saying a lot. Because I don't like none of them dudes in Detroit.
Right. You know, I mean, because you look at it and go back to Atlanta real quick. You look at Atlanta with Sanu being out, they asking another little dude, Gabriel, to step up and take his place. You know, you can't have little dudes doing big dude shit.
You know, and we've talked about something like this similar. The Steelers got a defense now, something like a defense. If you got nothing but first-round picks on your defense, at some point they got to get better. Right. This is kind of like what happened with Jacksonville, because I swear, Pittsburgh done drafted defense pretty much every draft the last 2-3 years, strictly.
Yeah.
And they're finally panning out. Finally.
Yeah, they gelling. I don't think the only one they had a problem with, they got rid of him. That was
Georgia.
Yeah, Jarvis Jones. So, I mean, Kareem Hunt they shut Kareem Hunt down in the run game. 9 carries, 21 yards. Now he got off in the pass game, 5 for 89. But I want to say, he had a big play. I want to say
just about 30 yards toward the middle end of the third. But I think they consider Travis Kelce their number one, but he could be taken away, and they showed that.
Yeah.
You know,
he is their number one. Like you said, man, you can bracket a receiver or a tight end in the middle of the field. You can bracket them and force, you know, the quarterback to go to the outside, go to other guys. And that's exactly what happened.
Alex don't do good with pressure either. He got sacked 3 times, but when he get the happy feet, it don't work well with him. But, you know, nevertheless, they 5-1. They got on Thursday. That might
there's a lot that stuck out when you look at the stats. Chiefs only had 12 first downs. They got outgained 439 yards to 251. They were horrible on third down, 3 for 11. They got beat by 13 minutes in time of possession.
They was putting up damn near 400 yards a game the first 5 games of the year and got shut down to 251 in this game.
Yeah. You know, but a lot of things about to start changing for a lot of these teams because that weather then broke. It's about to get a little cooler. It's about to get a little colder. You know what I'm saying? The things going to change for a lot of these teams. So we're going to see. We know Alex, when they get cold, that little Gumby arm he got.
Yeah, that. And one thing, too, you know, folks pay attention when you 5-0. Steelers wasn't going for none of that gadget shit. They watched their film. All them little toss sweeps and all that. No.
And I'm seeing way too much of that in the league now, man. I'm watching games Sunday, and it seems like everybody got that one play, either the fake jet sweep or you go ahead and hand it to the receiver coming down. Yeah. That shit is reminding me of the Wildcat.
Who was that? Tennessee ran that shit about 5 times last night with Delaney Walker. About 5 times.
And how many times did it work?
Not none.
Exactly.
Shout out to Uncle James Harrison, Debo. They said he was inactive the last 2 games. He showed up in that game and kicked that line's ass. That was grown man, old man strength in that game.
All the time.
As dysfunctional as they are, the Steelers are talented people. If they can put it, they're talented.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. Like I said, the defense is what's got to come around. Offense, maybe it's going to hit its groove now that they had a good showing. So we'll see. Now, you talk about the issues that they have. Another one arose.
Oh, God.
You got Martavius Bryant. I don't care whether it was before or 2 weeks ago or whatever, but apparently he requested a trade. Of course, he come out and said, I want to be a Steeler for life, yada, yada, yada. Young man, you've been on the weed and suspended for the better part of the entire time you've been there.
Pretty much.
I don't want to hear about a team not sticking by you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that shit. And furthermore, if you want to trade, I'm just going to tell you this. Keep your girl off Twitter.
Oh, what happened with his girl?
Oh, she was tweeting. He been unhappy. He want to do that. They holding him back so he can't reach his potential. Yada yada yada. Yo, man, keep your woman off Twitter talking about team stuff. Trust me.
In the words of the poet Kendrick Lamar, sit down, little bitch. Be humble. They stood by you, homie. They stood by you. They could have cut him. They could have cut him. But you know what? I heard this on Bomani show the other day. Shout out to Bomani Jones. Just maybe he was following the script. Because whenever you complain, you get the ball. Antonio Brown complained. He got 19 targets.
Right.
Lev came out last week, said he wanted the ball. He got the carries 32 times this week. So they probably going to throw him the ball 15 times. Start him in your fantasy league next week.
Well, but the only difference is,
they're good.
Yeah, you're not Antonio Brown or Le'Veon Bell.
They can't throw just 15 deep balls. I mean, he don't run nothing but a go.
You know what I mean? So, at some point, yeah, you want targets, of course. But if the whole team is kind of struggling, which Pittsburgh was up until this week, you got to take that into consideration. And also, don't try to throw everything else on other people. There are times they throwing you balls and you missing them, not catching them. So, put some of that back on yourself as well, or just be quiet about the whole shit. One
thing I heard too, he's upset about the substitutions because that young boy out of USC is Juju Smith. He's splitting his playtime down the middle, and he's actually producing when he gets it. So that fall back on you, Martavis. Listen to folks. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And Martavis, and Juju's a rookie.
Right.
Up on time, it's going to be time to get some money. So, end of the day, if y'all the same or even, guess who they going to rock with?
All day. And it's already been proven how Pittsburgh do. Pittsburgh only paying one of y'all. Right. If you got two good wide receivers, one of y'all going. So,
and we already know that he's been paid. So
he's already been paid. So I guess the rating's already on the wall for you, homie.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was talking shit. He was talking shit about Sammy Coates in all season, talking about when Juju got drafted. Twitter was like, I guess that's your replacement, Sammy. And
might be yours, player.
Yours too, player.
All right, this last game, I didn't see this coming. I gotta apologize to you people because I got on here last week. I said the Giants wasn't gonna win another game. And looking at the schedule, I did my research. It seemed like it could happen. Not win another game because even if the defense did what they're supposed to do, the offense got to score. Who the hell's on offense? Well, the Giants went into Denver last Sunday. Denver off a bye. And whooped their ass. Just whooped their ass. Who the hell saw this coming?
With Eli only throwing 19 times.
19 times, 7 of them went to Ingram. And I was looking at the stats. I don't even know who them dudes are. I have no idea who them dudes are.
I think they pulled the guys off. I think they pulled them off the practice squad. I want to say. They got a kid from Georgia.
Yeah, there's one cat on there from Georgia.
Yeah,
they showed him in the introductions for the team.
Yeah, but it seemed like pretty much. Yeah, I'm surprised Ingram only had 5 balls for 82 yards. It seemed like it was more than that.
Right. It seemed like they threw to him every damn time.
Right.
Why were they not doubling him?
Who knows? They probably figured. They probably came in with a game plan. None of these guys going to be able to beat us one-on-one. We should be able to just man up, especially with Denver's secondary.
But it wasn't the wide receivers that killed you.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And I would have put a kid down on him or one of them because he was killing them linebackers. He was killing them.
Yeah, he's way too fast for linebackers, for most linebackers. I mean, you're talking about a sub 4.5 guy.
Right.
Yeah, he's too fast for linebackers, and it showed. So, teams coming up are going to shut that down some. So those outside receivers that really didn't do a whole lot this game for the Giants, they're going to have to step up because that won't keep going. That won't keep flying. They're not going to let Evan Ingram beat them every week. Teams aren't going to do that.
You got Seattle next week. Bobby Wagner will not let that happen. No bueno.
Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas, yeah, they're gonna control that middle left. I think that game's in Seattle too.
Nah, it's in New York.
It's right. It's in
now the only chance he got, you just run a go route on Cam Chancellor because he can't cover no damn body. But he can knock your ass out if you catch it in front of him.
Yeah, that is very true.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, looking at Denver, you're not gonna win with Trevor Siemian throwing the ball 50 times.
Is he becoming? We don't normally do funny money for players, but he's starting to come back to reality. I mean, we didn't expect him to be a world beater, but it's like the last 2-3 weeks, it done trended downward.
Yeah, I mean, this is who he's gonna be. I mean, he's average, so he's gonna have runs where he looks good or great, and he's gonna have times where he look like he looks Sunday night.
50 times though, he can't throw the ball that many times.
Nah. I mean, and then, they got behind a little bit, so that played a part in it. Also, they couldn't run the ball worth shit
at all.
Was CJ at your house?
Thanks, CJ. Thanks, player.
I'm about to say, was he at your crib? 9 carries.
Your bowling ball ass got a goal line carry in the fourth quarter. Could have put me 6 points on the board. I'm not a troll, though, people. I don't be atting these guys on Twitter because it's a game, but you could have put up for me, homie.
Hey, man, I don't want to hear about your fantasy nightmares. I have my own.
Hey, I've been catching them blues lately, man. What can you do?
I had to deal with Baltimore getting 2 special teams touchdowns, Fournette, 75-yard run, and Mike Evans catching like a 40-yard touchdown in garbage time.
Late in the game.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn near over. But real quick with these stats with the Giants, they only had 12 first downs. Only 54 total plays, 266 yards. I know they got a pick 6 in there. Jackrabbit got one.
Mm-hmm. He balled Sunday too.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
That was an embarrassing showing for them. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
But,
All right, so that puts a bow on our Week 6 recap of football games.
Yes, sir.
I think we are at halftime. Well, we'll touch on that in a minute because we'll get into some basketball in a second. So next up, y'all know what time it is. One of our favorite segments of the show, our Tuesday show. We got our champs and our chumps. So, we got some pretty good candidates this week. Hey, start us off with the champs. Give us your champs for the week.
I'm gonna give Marcus Mariota a champ for what he did last night. He clearly could not run, couldn't really move a lot, right. And he threw that ball from the pocket and played a damn good game. So shout out to him. To the Pittsburgh Steelers defense and Le'Veon Bell going up to Kansas City, getting it done. Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Georgia defense for putting on. I should have put the Georgia defense in our running game for doing what they did Saturday night. Hey, dog. Georgia looked good. We heading to play Alabama. We don't need no traps in the middle.
Hey, we got a couple. We got to buy this week. Then we got that. Florida looks like hot garbage, but it's something about that fucking cocktail bowl.
Right.
Don't never go to script. So they beat us 3 straight years. So we need to fix that. And we got South Carolina coming to town. Spurrier ain't there no more, so I ain't too concerned about them.
Muschamp don't scare nobody, cuz.
What's up, Eric?
Hey, I got a question for you. I was asking my coworkers who are Georgia fans the other day. If our only loss is Alabama in the SEC title game, you think we still make the playoff?
It's possible, depending on what else shake out. It could be similar. I think was that 2 years ago when somebody lost in a championship game and still made it. Was it Ohio State? I
want to say it was.
Yeah, because I think it was Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, and Clemson that year.
Yeah.
Something like that. But one of them lost late in the season in the championship and still squeaked in there. It'll depend on what else is going on. I think in order for that to happen, we'd have to go into that game against a lot of football to be played. Before that, we would have to go into that SEC title game as we have to be ranked 2. You know what I'm saying? It'll have to be a 1 versus 2, and it'd have to be a tight game. You know what I'm saying?
So you saying we have to go in at 2, but even if we went in at 3 undefeated, and that only loss.
I just think going in at 3, even undefeated, a loss, I think it would be we'd have to bank on too many other people losing.
Gotcha.
For to stay in there. So, but I think if we take, we take care of business, and if we run the table and get that, get to the SEC championship game, I don't think it'd be any reason why we shouldn't be ranked 2.
And I'm sitting there just claiming like we're gonna lose to them. I mean, hell, the way our defense look in this running game, it's not guaranteed we're gonna go in there and lose to Bama if we get there.
Nah. Not at all. Bama's still good. I don't see them quite as dominant as they have been.
Nah.
In some recent years. So, and to me, they haven't played anybody yet. But then again, Georgia ain't really played nobody yet either.
Well, Francois, I guess you could say that was their best game. Hell, he threw the ball to them, 2-3 times in a row?
Oh, the first game of the season, yeah. Then he got hurt.
Gave the game away, yeah. So I feel you on that. Let me run through my chumps real quick. Carolina running game, you let me down. The Denver Broncos defense, y'all had a game on Sunday night. Y'all had company. Y'all should have showed up. Mm-hmm. And the officials in the New England Jets game. This is another fantasy rant. That was a touchdown, people. Safarian Jenkins secured that ball over the goal line. That was a touchdown, people. Jets got had.
Yeah, I mean, he bobbled it, but to me, like he got it back he got control again. So, tough loss for the Jets. Maybe just a reminder: you're supposed to be tanking.
Supposed to be tanking.
All right. So I pretty much the same. Most of the same champs. I do have a couple different. I'm throwing the New Orleans Saints in there for champs. I like what I saw out of Mark Ingram and Kamara, and even with Drew Brees throwing for under 200 yards, the defense, carried them in that game. So shout out to New Orleans on that. I couldn't remember whether we touched on it last Thursday or not, but shout out to the Yankees for digging themselves out of that hole and saving Joe Girardi's job and moving on to the next round.
Because they just tied the series up with Houston.
They won tonight?
Yeah, they were down 2-0.
I know they won last night. They won again tonight? The game over already?
The game was just on.
Okay, so it's 2. Okay. So, shout out to the Yankees on that for the Chumps. Let me make sure they not.
Yeah, they won 6-4 tonight. They were down 4-0 heading into like the 7th inning.
Damn. Okay, so let's see my Chumps. Okay, that's on that. I got 2. 2 for the Chumps. Tennessee Volunteers. What's that coach name?
Butch Jones.
Get the fuck out.
He should have left a couple weeks ago. He should be packing at least.
Yeah. Man, they're a long way from Peyton Manning.
Boy, what you saying?
Where's Heath Schuler at? They can.
You know something I heard that was kind of sexy though? T. Martin coming home. And he's USC's coordinator.
He's a coordinator for USC right now?
Yeah, he the OC for USC. He's been there for a couple of years.
Okay. All right. That's very. I guess that's possible. I have to look into that. I don't watch too much Pac-12.
No, I don't watch a lot of them, but they've been speculating on his job something awful for like the last 3-4 weeks.
Right.
So, how does he walk into that job every day knowing he's gonna get fired? I mean, I show up late,
I'm doing whatever I want to do. Anybody need a cell phone on the company account? You know what I'm saying? Get you free shit through FedEx. Let me use my benefits where I got them. My last chump, Hugh Jackson. Problem I got with Hugh Jackson, benching Deshaun Kaiser. Okay, first of all, what's his name? Cody, Kevin, the Hogan boy. Ain't that much. Ain't really better. So, you know what I'm saying? You start this rookie to start the season, and then to pull him, now you can't go back to him.
You done killed his confidence.
You said you done killed his confidence. So, and I wanted to give it to him after last week because really last week is where it started. He pulled him after the first half. Like, dude, I mean, come on. You're not going anywhere with this team this year. Let that boy have his growing pains and let him work through it. You know what I'm saying? Again,
one thing I'll say about Kaiser, he was competing at least. It wasn't like he was just sitting. He was trying to win the games. You know, he may have threw his interceptions and all that, but shit, what he got around him? Kenny Britt,
right?
Number one.
Exactly, and that'd be my thing with young quarterbacks, especially. To me, you're gonna make your mistakes, you're gonna have your turnovers and whatever. But I'm looking at one of the main things I'm looking at is, are you scared? Do you have the deer in the headlight look? You know what I'm saying? Last year, that's what Jared Goff looked like.
Yep.
It's totally different this year.
What did he have around him last year?
Yeah, last year he looked like a deer in the headlights. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you're willing to go out there and try to make some plays, that's half the hurdle. I always rather try to reel somebody in than to pump them up.
All day.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to give one last shout out on behalf, one last champ. And this is on the behalf of Deshaun Watson. This is for the Cleveland Browns not drafting him. Number one, because people, it makes, just like the homie just said, it makes a big difference with what's around you.
Oh, yeah.
If he would have went up there, I guarantee he would not look this good right now. At all.
You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So that's champs and the chumps for the week. Again, if you ended up on the champs and the chumps list, don't be offended. Just do better.
Do better. Do your job.
You had one job. You got one job. Do it.
All right, real quick. My piss to bed this week, the Atlanta Falcons defense. You was at home. You was out there playing in Jordans on that turf. You let Jay Cutler march on down the field to get 20 points to beat y'all. Jay Cutler. Y'all got to get it together.
Couldn't stop Jay Ajayi. I think he ran for 136 on him.
I think that was like his total yards for like the first 5 weeks, what he had Sunday. He did that on y'all. But like people said, that defense is built to be ahead. They ain't built to catch up. They built to rush the passer full time.
Right.
My savage of the week goes to Adrian Peterson. Hey, I ain't see that coming. All that showed me is Chris Johnson really sucks. That's all that shows me.
Yeah, I figured it'll give AP a little bit of hope, a little bit of light. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that coming.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
I definitely did not see that coming. My piss to bed this week, I really had y'all, the Panthers, and
yeah.
I had Clemson for losing to Syracuse, losing to a basketball school last Thursday. Now
they never lost that game and dude not got knocked out.
I said the quarterback got hurt, so it kind of I guess if you want to give him a mulligan or an excuse based on that, I guess you can. But at the end of the day, you are the defending national champion, and you went to 2 national championship games back to back. I think there's enough talent on that roster, even with a backup quarterback, to beat Syracuse.
Can we not just agree that Friday night is trap night for college football? Don't it just seem like
who else lost? I was sitting up watching.
Washington lost last week. I know USC lost a couple weeks ago.
USC lost a couple weeks. Washington State, yeah, they lost Friday night. I mean, Cal whooped their ass. I want to say it's 37-3.
And Cal normally gets drugged.
Right.
They beat them. Friday night's trap night, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't have a savage. We were on the same page with the savage. Adrian Peterson, he holding that down all day. We let him rock that award by himself this week. Because that was OG Adrian Peterson.
Did he shoot that shit up before he went out there?
He took that guy. He took that damn Ninja Turtle costume off.
I'm gonna stop spreading these rumors about that shit, man. That Adrian Peterson ain't on. Hey, I know he couldn't get no yards in New Orleans, and all of a sudden he breaking like 2012 in Arizona with that line being worse.
You don't know. Exactly. Hey, who knows?
Let me stop hating, man. Let me stop. All right, last call, which is basically, again, NBA talk.
Yeah.
Philly, they paid Joel Embiid last week, and they come back this week and say, "Hey, cuz you on a minutes restriction." I don't understand. I don't understand.
I don't get it either. You know, of course, we were talking about it earlier today when we saw it, but this is my thing. You just paid the man $150 million. Well, minimum, because it could escalate up to about 180, depending on what you do. But to pay him that kind of money and then put him on minutes restriction, maybe they thinking they protecting their investment. But to me, at some point, you got to stop being scared, man. You got to go ahead and just take the reins off and let that man play. To me, I'm just looking at I don't know, maybe this is my twisted conspiracy mind going, but I'm just like, as long as they keep him shelled in, shit gonna continue to happen. The bad luck.
I thought you was gonna go another way, but that's true. I thought you was gonna go with he can't reach all them incentives. They keep him on that minutes restriction.
Well, I didn't even think about that yet because he does have a football type contract.
Yeah.
Which by the way, I heard the Players Association is not too thrilled with him doing that because it kind of sets a bad precedent for teams to start doing that, and that's not what you want. That's what makes the NBA the NBA is. No, you sign here and your money is your money.
It makes no sense to do the minutes restriction when you got him locked in for 5 years. If he has a career-ending injury, insurance gonna cover the rest of it.
You gotta pay him. You gotta pay him anyway.
Just let him play.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I was surprised with this one yesterday afternoon. The Spurs gave LaMarcus Aldridge $72 million. I think I was just here last week talking about how he went to Pop crying, and I was like, can Pop teach him how to have heart?
Right. He don't have to because Pop can direct him to the nearest Bank of America.
Man. and people, it's not like LaMarcus Aldridge is not a good player. I think he put up like 17 and 11 to 17 and 8. I know he didn't do no double-double. It had to be 17 and 8 last year. Those are solid numbers, but you're paying him all NBA, like, number one option money, and he disappeared in the playoffs.
Well, this is the thing I'll say about the money these days, though. Because this averages out to about, we'll just say, 24, 25 million a year. That's the old 10 to 15.
And I know one thing, too. The last year of the deal, only $7 million is guaranteed. The last year.
Which is good. So, you got these new deals, and you got cats making 30, 40 million a year.
Oh, yeah, he's better than a lot of them suckers who got paid.
Right. But I'm just saying, I have to tell myself, because one deal I'll tell myself, okay, he got that because that's the new NBA money. That's kind of what contract's going to look like now. And then in the next time somebody else get the same money, I'm like, they overpaid him. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, you know what I'm saying? And
that's true.
Tell myself this is the new what the league is going to look like going forward. He should have got, maybe we should have gave him Savage of the Award a week. Went in the office crying. Not often you go in the office crying, especially in Pop's office crying, right, and then get broke off.
You know what he did, right?
What's that?
He went in there like, man, I hate Donald Trump, coach. I hate him so much. You know what, LaMarcus? I hate him too. Can I get a new contract? Well, sure.
I think we had a poll or a question a couple shows ago. Who hated 45 more? Pop,
Steve Kerr. Pop and Steve Kerr.
It's clearly Pop.
It's Pop. I think Pop wants 5 minutes with him.
He does.
He wants that 5 minutes.
He want to shoot a fair one with him.
That's it. He wants that. Okay, I got a question for you about Oklahoma City. I'm going to give you 3 options. Too soon, fake news, or flaw. Oklahoma City gave out Kevin Durant's number to some cat today. He played there 7-8.
Those are 3 options?
Yeah.
I want a 4th option, the other.
Okay, what's the other?
Fuck him.
Cuz.
Hey, man.
They gave him and they gave his number away that fast.
Cupcake ain't give him no ring.
You know all he gonna do is come in there and get him 50 next time he come in there.
Yeah, that's
all.
He
don't have to do Paul George now, so somebody gonna defend him.
Yeah, but I mean, out of those 3 though, if anything, it's really not news. But I would say I'll maybe say too soon. It's been a couple seasons.
It's been 1 season. You gave his number away after 1 season.
I mean, At some point, they can still go through and retire it if they want, which won't be anytime soon anyway.
You know what? This is fake news. Because there is no way in hell they would have told that cat, nah, we can't get that number away. And Russ be sitting there like, word? Go tell him you want that number. Tell him I said you can get it.
Right. Right. Oh, man, that's funny. Nah, but, I don't think it's –
Yeah, the more I think about it, I mean, they had to move on. But, I mean,
yeah,
they're going to put his name in the Raptors at some point when it's over with.
And, but that goes to and I can't think of a lot of examples, specific examples right now, but it's starting to, lately, statues, numbers being retired, it don't seem to hold the same weight as it used to. You used to have to put in real work to get your number retired. Or, now everybody getting the statue seem like, you got mediocre players. Well, I ain't gonna say mediocre, but you got getting their numbers retired.
I got to call an objection on that.
What's
How many times we done been to Phillips Arena? We ain't got nobody in the damn Raptors. We ain't got nobody but Neek up there.
Didn't they retire Dikembe Mutombo?
Hell, how long was he here?
Exactly.
That speaks to what you were saying. I'm talking about cats putting in work. Well, he was here, 3-4 years maybe, give or take? It wasn't that.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like the standards have come down as far as what's required to get your number retired and to get statues.
So that means we should have retired Kevin Willis, I think. We should have gave him one. But, well, that's some novelty. But, yeah,
Spud, Neek.
That's about it. Well, Steve Smith.
Spud, Neek.
I mean, that's a whole nother story. We need liquor to talk about the Hawks' history.
I'm about to say, because if you're going to say Steve Smith, then you might as well say Mookie Blaylock.
Nah, Mookie in jail right now. They ain't on manslaughter. They ain't rocking with him.
Hey, but Mookie was balling, though, while he was here them couple years.
Smitty made, 3 All-Star games, give or take?
Yeah.
He'll get us. And he worked for Turner, too? I'm surprised that shit ain't happened yet.
Man.
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's finish this up so we can get up out of here.
All right.
Game predictions for tonight. Well, people, something bad happened right before we went on the air that kind of altered the season for Boston.
Game 1.
People, we talk about the NFL being not for long because, cats get hurt all the time. You don't really get a whole lot of this with the NBA. But Gordon Hayward broke his leg tonight. Broke his leg first game as a Boston Celtic. Big game. Everybody been looking forward to him playing Cleveland. He broke his leg. Shout out to that young man for getting his money up front. At least he got paid. Because had he broke his leg on the last year of his deal, they would have came with the low ball next year all day.
Yeah, that's very true. And, we was getting ready to go on the air, so I haven't seen the replay. Call me sick in the head or twisted minded or whatever, but I do want to see the replay.
Yeah, you are sick.
Well, I just want to see the extent of it because the way I could see people reacting to it, players on the court, kneeling down, praying. From what I got to read on Twitter right before we went on, it sounded like kind of like a Paul George type injury.
So leg went the wrong way.
Everybody talking about how brutal it was, how gruesome it looked. Just a couple still shots that I've seen. It wasn't he twisted his leg or something like that and just went down. It from what I could gather, it was pretty bad. So that's unfortunate because I was looking forward to, Boston fans getting that dose of reality that this team was not as good as they thought they were going to be.
Boy, they all up there drinking that funny Kool-Aid.
So, and we were just looking at the depth of their roster, earlier today, talking about this team ain't deep at all. So now Jason Tatum, instead of coming off the bench, learning, getting acclimated, he's going to have to step right up and start now.
He started tonight. They started him, Jalen, Hayward, Horford, and Kyrie.
So they started Horford at 5. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, but what would you say his name? Tatum ain't no power forward.
No, he's a 2 or 3.
Right, but it's NBA Europe now.
Yeah.
How many games Boston win now? I ain't like the team when he was with them.
Right. I mean, but due to the East being, still being weak outside of the top 3 teams, probably, I still give them 40, 45 games. I think Kyrie's worth that by itself. And then, you throw young Jaylen Brown, still developing, still evolving. I really like Jaylen Brown. I like Marcus Smart. Al Horford regular season is going to be solid for you. You just can't count his ass. You can't count on him playoff time. What you talking about?
Trash.
What's trash? We talk about.
I just don't like him.
I know. I don't. We don't have to revisit the game we went to last year. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him.
You know what I hate? I know we got to get out of here. I liked his game before. I'm tired of these cats having one game when they come in, and it's effective. And now it's like he went super finesse, shooting 3-pointers. He on board no more. It's like, what happened to his game?
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah, his game has changed. You're right. But just like we were telling, we tell people about Derrick Rose, his numbers last year. We say, man, Derrick Rose sucked, blah, blah, blah. Well, he averaged 18 and 6. And if everybody could do it, then they would be in the You know what I'm saying? So,
Austin's better than most bigs. He's better than most.
He is, like I said, playoff time, he will be missing.
They extra small now because Hayward was 6'8", 6'9". So that hurts. So I'm assuming we both taking the Cavs in that game. And I'm taking the Warriors to blow the Rockets off the court tonight.
Yeah.
I don't like the Rockets team either.
Well, with the Rockets, it's just going to be a matter like I think we said it last week. How long before Chris Paul blows up on everybody?
Hey, man, you ain't going to never convince me that Mike D'Antoni can ever coach a championship-level team.
Oh,
you will never convince me that. So he is the what we call him, open gym coach.
Yeah.
No
roll
players.
Roll the ball out. Go at it.
Y'all
Yeah, Cleveland is up by 15 points starting the second half, so I don't even feel right even picking that game. That game is what it is. So, over under. You going to be up watching that Warriors game by halftime, third quarter?
I'm going to try to give it to half, cuz I'm going to try. If they get up on them like I'm thinking they will, I ain't going to have to watch the half.
I just thought about something. It's ring night.
Oh, yeah. So that might be –
I'm giving it 1 quarter.
Yeah. E40 going to perform, Too Short. Everybody.
Is Lil B in the building?
Oh, wow. He might be looking for Harden.
He might be. Yeah.
Let's get up out of here.
All right, people. So that is AA Sports. That's episode 55. Rolling along.
Like a mother, people. We here consistently.
There it is. So we we appreciate y'all watching, listening, doing both. Again, remember to always catch us on the YouTube channel. You can find our YouTube channel on YouTube. It's AA Sports, Straight Sports, No Chaser. Also, thank you guys for listening to us on the Spreaker platform. We appreciate that. Remember to tap those hearts. Give us some love there. You can find us again. It's AA Sports on the Spreaker platform. And then you always know how you can reach us on social media at AA Sportscast on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter thing. Now, on Twitter, if you want to reach us directly, I would suggest tweeting us directly. Hey, tell them where to reach you at.
At RK6000. Holla at me. I talk sports.
Right. You can reach myself at Diego Barrich. When you tweet at AA Sportscast, you're really not talking to either one of us individually, so you won't get really opinions and things like that from the AA Sports Twitter page. It's going to be more general information, things that are going on, breaking news, stuff like that. But again, we appreciate it either way. So we're going to get on up out of here, catch the second half of this game in the first quarter of the Warriors and the Rockets. And we'll be back with y'all in 48 hours, man, to get up on these Week 7 picks. I got to do some of these picks, man. 2 weeks in a row, this shit is bad.
You gamed the game, though. You picked up one.
No, we only had 2 games different. You won one.
And I was up one. Okay.
Yeah. So you're still up one. So
Gotcha.
we'll go over that and our Power 5 on Thursday, man. So, in 48 hours. For your boy Uncle Hay, for your boy Diego Barrich, we are AA Sports, Straight Sports, No Chaser. Holla at y'all. Y'all be easy. See you in 48. Peace.